Karen HOA sneer could curdle milk from a mile away. As president of the Lakeside Estates Homeowners Association, she waddled onto my property like she owned the deed. Her clipboard clutched like a scepter of divine authority. The lake house, my late father's pride, stood quietly by the Watera modest cabin of weathered wood and memories. I'd spent months restoring it, every nail a tribute to him. But Karen, in her infinite wisdom, had declared it an eyesore and sent a demolition crew to erase it. The morning the bulldozers arrived, I was sipping coffee on the porch, the lake's gentle ripples mirroring the calm I'd fought to reclaim after Dad's passing. Then came the roar of engines, the crunch of gravel, and Karen's unmistakable voice barking, "Get it done before lunch." I bolted outside, heart pounding, to find two workers in hard hats swinging sledgehammers at my porch. Karen stood by a pickup truck, her floral muumuu flapping in the breeze, smirking like she'd just won a war. "Stop!" I screamed, my voice cracking. "This is my property." Karen turned, her chins wobbling as she scoffed. "Your shack violates Code 47B, Section 12. It's a blight on our community's aesthetic." She waved a manicured hand toward the lake, as if my father's legacy was a personal insult to her view. The HOA voted. "It's coming down." I stared, dumbfounded. The HOA. I wasn't even a member. My lake house sat on private land, outside their jurisdiction. I'd inherited it free and clear. No covenants. No restrictions. "You have no authority here," I said, stepping closer. My fists balled. "Get off my land." Her eyes narrowed, and she leaned in, her perfume choking the air. "You think you're above the rules, don't you? People like you ruin everything." She jabbed a finger at the workers. "Keep going." The taller worker hesitated, his sledgehammer hovering. "Ma'am, he says this ain't HOA property. We need to check. Do your job." Karen snapped, her voice a whip. "Or I'll have your license revoked." I grabbed my phone, dialing 911 as the second worker smashed a support beam, sending splinters flying. My chest tightened. Each blow was a desecration of Dad's dream. He'd built this place with his hands. Every summer weekend spent hammering boards and telling me stories of his childhood by the lake. Now Karen was reducing it to rubble. The police arrived in minutes, sirens cutting through the chaos. Officer Delgado, a no-nonsense woman with a buzz cut, stepped out, her eyes scanning the scene. "What's going on here?" she demanded. Karen spun her tale first, all saccharine charm. "Officer, this structure violates HOA regulations. I'm simply enforcing community standards." I cut in, my voice shaking but firm. "This is my private property. I'm not in the HOA. She ordered this without my consent." Delgado's gaze flicked to the demolition crew, who'd frozen, tools in hand. "You got permits for this?" she asked Karen. Karen's smirk faltered, but she doubled down. "The HOA's authority supersedes. Show me the permits." Delgado interrupted, her tone like steel. Karen fumbled, producing a crumpled paper from her clipboard. Delgado scanned it, her brow furrowing. "This is an HOA internal memo, not a county permit. You can't just tear down someone's house." The crowd neighbors who'd gathered, drawn by the commotion, murmured. Karen's face reddened, but she wasn't done. "This man's been a nuisance. His junky cabin lowers property values. I'm protecting the community." "Protecting?" I exploded. "You're destroying my home. My father built this with his own hands. You didn't even notify me. The taller worker, a guy named Mike, spoke up. She told us it was abandoned. Said the owner was dead. The words hit like a punch. Dead. Dad had been gone a year. But this house was his living legacy. I turned to Karen, my voice low. You lied to them. You knew I was here. Karen's eyes darted, but she straightened, defiant. I did what was necessary. You'll thank me when your property value doubles. Delgado stepped between us. Ma'am, if this property isn't under HOA jurisdiction, you've committed criminal trespass and destruction of property. That's a felony. Karen's jaw dropped, her bravado crumbling. Felony. I'm the HOA president. And I'm the law, Delgado said, pulling out handcuffs. You're under arrest. The crowd gasped as Delgado cuffed Karen, who sputtered. This is outrageous. I'll sue. But her threats rang hollow as she was led to the patrol car, her moo-moo snagging on the door. The demolition crew packed up, muttering apologies. Mike handed me a business card. We didn't know. Man, we'll make it right. I nodded, too drained to respond. The porch was half gone, the front wall scarred, but the house still stood. I walked inside, touching the walls Dad had built, feeling his presence in every knot and grain. Karen's reign of terror was over, but the fight wasn't. The next week, I filed a lawsuit against the HOA, naming Karen personally. Evidence piled up, forged documents, emails where she bragged about teaching that loser a lesson, and testimony from Mike, who'd recorded her orders. The HOA's insurance wouldn't cover her actions or lies had voided their policy. Karen faced felony charges, and the community turned on her. Neighbors, fed up with her bullying, voted her out. Her own house, ironically, was now the neighborhood's eyesore as she neglected it, drowning in legal fees. I rebuilt the porch myself, each hammer swing a reclaiming of Dad's legacy. The lake sparkled as always, indifferent to the drama. One evening, as I sat on the new porch, a neighbor stopped by with a pie. We're sorry, she said. Karen fooled us all. I smiled, offering her a slice. She didn't fool everyone, just herself. The lesson wasn't just Karen's foul, it was the reminder that power, unchecked, breeds destruction. Dad's house stood not just as wood and nails, but as proof that even the smallest legacy can outlast the loudest tyrant. Karen thought she could bulldoze my world, but she only demolished her own. The end.